Okay, 2252 Barfield Road. Things that need to happen for outside the property, the exterior. Most of this will be for our repairman, Derek, but I'm going to throw it in here as well for things that we may have other people do. The first thing is to mow the lawn. It's not big yet or tall yet, but it will be in the next couple days. And I would say by the time we're ready for photos, we definitely would like to see the lawn mowed. Going to this big pile here, I'm going to come back to that because I just don't know if there's anything we can do. Maybe talk to the fire department and see if they'll come burn it. I'll check on that. So we walk around. I think I see some gravel on the ground here. I don't know if there was some extra parking, but I would like to see some small walkway from the driveway to here, letting visitors kind of encourage them to come in through the front door. So maybe just maybe 15 or so pavers, just cheapies. Okay, this mulch bed here, this is kind of by the front porch here. Let's get all the weeds out, which is probably about everything except the tree. There are some bags of, just a couple bags, like one bag of rock and some topsoil. That topsoil might be able to go in that spot that we're going to clear the weeds out of right there. But when we clear the weeds, some of this has to do with lawn mowing as well. All of this just needs to be nice and short and tight. We have a nice little rock bed here that if we could kind of pull everything away so that that rock bed or that rock wall can be seen a little better. And then onto the front porch. A lot of this is going to have to do with clean. If you look up into the eaves, we have a lot of debris, cobwebs, bugs, some different nests that we want to get rid of. So I would say, for the best way to say it, is just a cleaning of the entire front porch. It's a big porch, but try to look at, get it as clean as possible. That includes cleaning around the windows, cleaning the leaves away from the patio or porch. You can see there's quite a bit of that. On the front door, on the storm door, more cleaning, and I think we'd like to see all of this weather caulking cleaned up. So if that means we have to possibly remove some of it to put some back up. As you can see, it really kind of takes away from the house. So if we could clean all that up. And I think repainting the front door, just keeping it white is fine. but repainting the front door would be nice. Cleaning just this up a lot would be nice. Just having a nice crisp look. This is a maybe, but maybe I don't think we can use a pressure washer for that old siding, so we might just have to use a regular hose. Hopefully we can brighten that up a little bit. It doesn't need to be repainted, I don't think, but we do want to brighten it back up, clean it up. It'll probably look a lot better just by simple soap and water. Gutters probably could be pressure washed. In fact, that's a good idea as well. And then this area here to the left of the front door, looks like at one time it was a flower bed or a mulch bed. There's some obvious things, bricks, beer cans, things like that that really need to come out. Of course, all the cleaning up here. We'll talk about that window in a second. But all the weeds here, let's get all those out. I'd really like to see at least some mulch there. And then as we come around to the side of the house, we have one of the bigger projects, I'm thinking. A lot of that is weeds, not all of it. Bushes shouldn't be any higher really than the bottom of the windows. So take all the bushes down to below the windows, kind of shape them, square them off, give them some sort of, appeal. And a lot of that is more de-weeding. And then we have, back there we have a tree of some sort that we may just cut all the way down to the nubs. And that project continues around this corner of the house. And across the first half of the back. And all of that needs to come way down to below the level of the window, the bottom of the window. Just a side note here, this part of the yard is just simply beautiful. Definitely our key points to selling the house are trees like this. We have these that Derek and I will just talk about those offline. Find out what we need to do. They need to be cleaned up, but that's beyond handyman stuff. That's landscaper possibly. So we'll see if we can avoid that expense. On the back patio here. Okay, back patio. Lots of leaves. Definitely want the leaves gone. I know they're going to fall back down, but let's get them gone. This area here, it really has the potential to be quite nice. Again, I'm going to kind of defer to Derek a little bit on what he thinks we can get done in this area to kind of make it more like landscaping and less like jungle. Gutters to be cleaned. Don't know if we can do much about the top gutters. There's a patch here of siding that's just getting pretty beat up. I think we can just touch up paint that, maybe, if we can get close to matching the paint. Okay, so kind of circling back to the front porch. I want to avoid repainting the front porch. It's lengthy and expensive, but we have certain spots that need cleaned up. Hopefully we can do kind of a touch-up work, because it's not widespread. Like this column, this part of the column seems fine. On the windows, hold on, whoa, sorry, big bee, biggest bee I've ever seen actually. On the windows, that one can be cleaned up without actual work being done. That one needs a little bit of touch up, caulking up in the corners and across the top. That one's probably okay once it's cleaned. We talked about the front door already. This window here needs quite a bit more. I would say all of that trim right here, all of the trim below the storm window there probably needs to be scraped and repainted. Shutters cleaned. The windows on the side of the house, the bottom piece of the trim that we can't really see behind the bushes do need to be retouched. I think the rest of the window is okay on both windows. Right here, you see some fairly minor stair step cracks. They're big enough to scare people, even if they are not overly concerning structurally. You've got one at that corner above the window, and you've got another one at that corner. And as you can see, find my finger here, you can see that the crack is along the mortar. So we should be able to just kind of throw some mortar in there, just kind of patch it aesthetically. We're not trying to hide a defect, we're just trying to make sure people know that we're aware of it, and we're trying to make efforts to avoid water intrusion.